Good morning. It is 6:44 a.m. on Monday, November 28th, 2016. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. Um, Sorry, my microphone's in the wrong place. Uh, Luna was kind of funny as I was taking her out this morning because uh, in a not so funny detail, apparently someone had stepped in dog poop or something and then smeared the poop on the carpet in the elevator for our building. So it smelled like dog poop in there. So that's not great. But what was funny is that as I was taking Luna into it, as soon as she sort of stepped in and she smelled it, she immediately just started acting like she was woofing at me and like she didn't want to walk in the center of the carpet. She was like staying on the edge of the elevator and she was just looking up at me like, "Mom, someone did a bad thing." It was just kind of so funny the way she was acting like indignant and offended, like like she does sometimes when she thinks two other dogs are playing too rough. She'll bark at them sometimes, just acting like, like, "You guys, you're being bad." Um, so it was kind of like that, which was kind of funny. So yesterday, I got up to. I've been trying to play a few more of the new Lego Dimensions sets, but it's a little frustrating. They don't have quite their software all sort of sorted out this run. I mean, it's mostly working, but I keep having these issues where um, it'll it'll say it needs to download the content for the new set, but then it'll just get stuck on a like a waiting screen trying to download it, or it'll download it, but then it'll say it needs to download it again, but it can't download it again because it's already installed, and so just it has made it not a seamless experience for this go around, which is a little bit irritating. But the content is fun. Um, I've already played through the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them story set, which was interesting because there's elements that bothered me in the movie where the game version has extra dialogue that actually helps. Like I mean, it still doesn't solve all the issues, but it actually provides additional context for why some of the bad guys act the way they do, and it just sort of made me feel like that kind of confirms my suspicion that there's like 40 minutes worth of material that they cut out of that movie. um, but what are you gonna do? So I also got the Gremlins and ET sets, and there's a Sonic the Hedgehog one that I haven't tried yet. But yeah, it's fun stuff. And then last in the evening, I went out to a local bar called the Druid because a friend of mine from improv classes is moving to California, and so this was his like goodbye. And it was one of those things where I don't know, the like bars, like that's not really my thing. It's kind of a lot of them, like for me, are they're kind of too noisy, and it's not my preferred place to hang out. But at the same time, it was important that I wanted to kind of see him off and kind of be there. And then there were lots of other people that I liked there. And so it was a fine time. I don't want to make it seem like it was a burden to go. It was more just a matter of, like so many times, I sometimes, even with something that I want to do, um, I'll have this impulse where it's like, wouldn't it just be easier to stay home in your pajamas? And so I definitely had that going on yesterday. I was just feeling like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to just go to a bar and I'll just be out late and it's like it's cold. It is getting cold. It's not as cold as it could be, but it's definitely starting to edge into that area where my medium jacket is no longer enough without hat and gloves if I'm going to be outside for any significant time. Like when you're walking, it's not so bad, but actually, see, that's where it's kind of at the frustrating period, is that it's not quite cold enough to justify fully bulking up. But, you know, what'll happen is that as long as you're walking along, you're fine because you're moving, but then as soon as you hold still, you get cold. But by contrast, if you were to dress so that you wouldn't be cold holding still, then you're too warm when you're moving around. So, weather, am I right? Anyway, so back to work today, and getting ready that this coming weekend I'll be flying to San Francisco for my company's holiday party. Yay! So I will talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes.